Welcome everybody to Worre Studios. My name is Larry Smith and I am the president of Worre Studios here in Las Vegas. Worre Studios was created in the height of the COVID pandemic in 2020 by our leadership, Eric and Marina Worre. They traditionally held in-person large-scale events, anywhere from 8,000 to 14,000 annually at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Their in-person live venue was shut. They had to figure out how to bring 8,000 people together to keep community for the industry that they're in. Marina had a few ideas and she sourced this 25,000 square foot brand new build facility and built this beautiful stage that is a 70 foot in diameter, 14 foot high, 1.9 mil LED screen environment. Since opening the studio in December of 2020, we have been able to host events from 36,000 attendees all the way up to 187,000 attendees. All of those attendees are remote and they come in virtually. However, they're all fully interactive and they can be a part of the show. And we like to say that everyone has a front row seat when they're here for any of our events. So let's take you into the studio and show you everything that we have to offer. Sound good? Let's go. So welcome into the studio. What you'll find in this spectacular space are these 1.9 mil, 70 foot in diameter by 14 foot high screens that allow for us to create two different environments. We have an open hybrid environment where we can have in-person attendees up to 250 people, plus all of those remote attendees that we were talking about just a few moments ago. Then we bring this wall in and enclose the entire space. And each of these screens have 1,244 interactive attendees rotating throughout on each side. It allows for you to have a very intimate meeting with all of your remote attendees, and you really get this feel of your own arena, and the production level is just heightened. Attendees rotate on the screens, and when people are rotating on the screen, you get to see new faces, fully immersed, and they're with you. You're literally seeing into their living room, and they're seeing front row production. Our 40-foot diameter stage allows for really any type of event, whether that is a fashion show, whether that is a book launch, product launch, you name it. And because it's so large, you're able to really work the room and interact with everyone that's here, whether they're remote or in person. It's a real feel for a real event in real time. We have now hosted up to 140 countries with 9 live translated languages for one of our largest events, and that really gave us reach and scale that you really can't get in any other arena around the world. I mean, imagine, how can you bring 187,000 remote individuals into an arena at any one time? I have Ryan Durham here with me, and he is my director of sales and also director of production here. Ryan, I want to show everybody what we can do with our screens and how the screens end up really creating this immersive environment for any meeting.
Yeah, so as you can see now behind us, we have about 1,200 attendees behind us. We can rotate those throughout our technical village environment. We can host, as Larry said, up to about 320,000 right now, possibly 500,000 by the end of the year. We have the ability within a matter of about half a second to a second, be able to call and pin people as we talk. So not only do we have our 1,200 fans hanging out with us, 1,200 attendees hanging out with us, now we can actually have one-on-one conversations with people that we choose, that we see as they're participating, interacting with us. We can now see them and have a one-on-one conversation and multiple times. And it takes us about a second to grab them from wherever they are and bring them onto our screen. They can remote present, they can have just a conversation, a dialogue, or they can actually be showcasing something that they want to showcase. We can also kind of do a tiered level event. So let's say we have a VIP section, plus we have our regular attendees. As you can see now, we've now scaled our either tickets or our seats that are going to be in our environment. We can have our general admission on the bottom, again, rotating through, or now we have our VIPs that are going to be static up there with us all the time. So you can scale an event, you can have certain VIP levels, and you can always see them and always have conversations with them. That's kind of our fully immersive for attendees. Now we also have, I'm going to take you to another environment, I'm bringing Larry back in, where you can kind of do these intimate, kind of one-on-one fireside chats.
Let's have a seat.
Yeah. So from here, you can see we're now going to go into an immersive environment. It's a custom 4K environment created just for us. These can be customized to any of your content needs, any branding that needs to be done. We can have this fully immersive custom 4K graphic for them.
What's also super cool about these environments is that we also can utilize this for some remote green screen activity, where if you have an attendee or someone that needs to remote speak, we can bring them in through green screen and place them pretty much everywhere or anywhere in the room. You'll also notice that we've got a person that may have asked a question up on the chat box, and we brought them in on the monitor in the back. So they're always immersed and in the production all the way through any sort of event. And throughout the course of any sort of event or any meeting, people are just streaming all the way through with their comments and asking questions and really being a part of the event fully, which you couldn't get in person if you were in a large scale arena. Let's show them another environment.
We've got now kind of a library type aspect. Again, these can be customized. We can put logos. We can brand these specific. The green screen technology is fully present in all that we do. We're running Unreal engines. We're running XR, AR, VR capabilities. Not only are we in these environments, we could be seated, we could even be green screened, blocked, videoed. The only limitation is going to be your imagination of where you want to be and how you want to be there.
So Ryan, I feel like going to the top of one of the gardens in New York City right
Absolutely.
now. Let's go there. What's great about this is that not only will you see it moving currently, what's great about this space is that we're able to stop the motion and allow for someone to green screen in and present from any different aspects. So it allows for the remote user to be fully immersed and have that feeling of I'm there with you and feeling the full production value and really almost forgetting that they're just staring at their device, their laptop, or even if they're watching it on a big screen in their home. So as I had mentioned, this space was not only developed, but built in the throes of COVID. We sourced this location in September of 2020. We got our permits to start building in October of 2020. And over the course of 70 days, we built this space out for our first event to launch on December 12th of 2020. This was a brand new build building on top of it, so we still had to create all the infrastructure to be able to support this entire environment within this 25,000 square foot space. The whole mounting piece in this 360 environment skeleton was something that was not really readily available, so our partners that helped create the screen environment really had to get creative on not only how to get everything into this 360 environment, but then the secondary piece came when, how do we move half of the stage? And how do we move it without having to tear it down? They came up with that solution, and the solution was being able to move it within 4 minutes and 21 seconds. And really the hardest part is lifting up all the carpet, the tracks, cleaning the tracks out, and then the wall just seamlessly rolls on the skates that's been mounted underneath this 360 environment.
The LED wall technology that you see in our facility is a 1.9 millimeter pixel pitch. They're two 73-foot long by 14.5 feet high design LED walls. We have our two side screens that are going to be the same height, but one can fly, one is stationary. We've got 3 rows of truss that are flown. We can configure any type of stage that we wanted and rearrange our truss, which is all flown on motors. We are running about 109 moving fixtures, all intelligent, from Martin to Elations. For our audio system, we're flying 18 Meyer Ultra X40s for our main PA. We're running 3 Meyer 900 HP subs that are flown. For our foldback system on ground, we're running the Meyer Ultra X20s. So when you're walking into this space, you're really feeling still like it's a live production. For our broadcast video portion of everything, we're running 2 Christie X80 Spiders in redundancy. We have the full Evertz matrix router system here for broadcast. We have 2 Aja Bridge Lives out if we need to go to a RTMP feed, or if we need just to go to a private IP address, we can send our production feed wherever it needs to go. We're running 2 5G networks, one for primary, one is redundant. Again, 5G up and down. That allows us to have that redundancy and the full bandwidth to not only have 25,000 attendees here, but also everything else that we're doing in a broadcast space, in a program feed out. We have the bandwidth to really make sure that none of our aspects of the broadcast are going to drop.
So welcome to the Interactive Village. This is the heart of where all of our remote attendees come in and are interactive up on the screen and are part of your event. So what you see here is I've got probably more iMacs here than any Apple store does. I've got 48 iMacs that allows me to host 24,800 remote users before we touch the cloud. Each monitor allows you to host 600 individuals, and we rotate all of these people that are down here in this space on the screen so everyone's guaranteed face time. With our translation technology that we have as well, we're able to have country-specific iMacs, and those country-specific iMacs allow the operators to not only know where each attendee is currently, but we have an in-country translator sitting in each one of those rooms, translating live in real time. It's not predictive chat, it's not predictive text, it's not anything that is other than live in country. And that makes a big difference because people stay very connected and engaged throughout a meeting. So welcome to the nerve center of the production world here. This is our production village, and what you see here is everything that we have from creative, sound, lighting, you name it. This is where that full production environment lives. Ryan, tell us a little bit about what's over here.
So again, as explained a little bit earlier before, we have 35 miles of fiber throughout this entire space. Everything also is Dante audio networked, so we can see everything and control everything that's on our audio network via our Dante control station that we also have right next to our Yamaha PM5 Rivage console. This is our lighting station. Again, we're running the Grand MA3 console, but we're running the Grand MA2 software on it because most lighting designers right now are still really comfortable with the Grand MA2 software, but we have the future-proof capability of being the Grand MA. And again, we have about 109 moving fixtures and intelligent fixtures inside of the studio space. If we keep moving down the line here, this is our translation station. We can do up to about 19 in-country translations. This is where that magic happens. We have everything Dante routed in and out of here, including our video feed for program is sent directly to our translations team that's in country. They see what's happening here in studio. They send it right back to our translation rooms that everyone's going to be in. Again, everything's done in this location. We have one operator for that. Moving on to our audio console, again, it's the Yamaha PM5 Rivage console. Everything is running Dante. We have our Dante audio station. We have our 12 channels, Assure Accent with show length. And then moving down the line, we've got, this is where our kind of voice of God, sound effects, plus a little bit of motion graphics will come into play. We have two Yamaha QL1s here, again, Dante into our system. So if we needed to, our front of house A1 can take over any of these consoles at one time, just in case there was an issue and we needed to have him pick it up. Continuing down the line, is going to be our video playbacks, video graphics. We're running two iMac Pros along with four Apple iMacs. That allows us to do PowerPoints, keynotes, and then full video playback. For larger media files, again, we've got 12 D3 type servers in our control room that allows us to house 4K up to 12K images, videos, renderings, and green screen technology. Again, then we have our notes and timer feed that if we needed to put anything on stage on the DSMs, we've all got that patched and ready to go here. We're running the Cisco Meraki switches for everything. So everything is monitored, everything is controllable, even down to the power supplies. We wanted to make sure that not only were we redundant, all of our UPS backups, but we can see if power supplies go down and where they go down and when they go down, so we can jump into action right away and correct that issue before it's ever an issue on screen or to our production feed live. All right, so now we're in kind of the heart of the control room, the production village, where our producers, our TDs, our production switcher and camera switchers are all going to sit and live. This gives them full access to what's on our walls, plus full access to what's going out program and to our independent meeting rooms. Currently right now we've got the Barco E2 system in place. But again, we are agnostic to anything. This allows us to, if you have a certain production switcher that needs to come in, we can also accommodate that as well. We're running 12 channels of Aja Key Pro record decks that allow us to not only record ISOs, but allow us to record program and translation feeds all at one time. As mentioned before, we are running the Evertz Quartz 128 by 128 matrix router. This will allow us to get into any situation for broadcast, program, you name it, and we can throw it on out there with our Evert system. And again, full ClearComm channels over here, base stations for our producers and technical directors. This also allows us to see we have the Fosgate systems here for audio playback, so everyone's got their own individual mix if they need it to hear exactly what they want to hear from this area. You've seen the rest of Production Village. You've seen our audio, our LD, our TDs and producers. This desk is probably the most important here in the studio. This is kind of the brains and heart of the operation. This is where we control our proprietary system that allows us to show the 24,000 interactive attendees. This system also allows us to control the 12 D3 systems, media servers that we have, along with the two Christie X80 Spiders. This is the heart of the operation. You can see we've got multiple screens. We can real-time monitor, we can real-time change layouts, NDI stream feeds, SDI stream feeds. We can change all that on the fly in this one location. Thank you guys so much for coming along and touring with us. To everyone at the Audio Engineering Society of America, we just want to say we greatly appreciate you and all that you do and contribute, especially to the production world, the world that we live in. So if you're ever in Vegas, come on by. We'd love to tour you. And again, just thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and spending it with us here at Worre Studios.